against them. As the Wolves kind of standing pat here against the Braves early on Saturday morning. Thank you for joining us on Spreaker.com's National Sports Radio. Brian Tabajay alongside you guys here for this matchup this morning from the Winter Tech Soccer Tournament preseason games here for Bosco as they gear up, like I said, for this very tough Trinity League. They did finish second last year, a very productive year last year, 13-win season. They did lose in the semifinals against San Clemente in CIF. As Sarmiento playing some nice defense there, plays it all the way back to his keeper Perez, and he has a go for it and lets loose and decides to play it up top to his midfielders. Now Proust with possession. Plays it out to the left side. That is Rodriguez on the attack. Down the left side of the field. Has a cross and bounced out of harm's way. As Knoll trying to maintain possession for your Braves. And Proust now on a run and tries to go around his defender. And they sniff that out and kick it right out of bounds. So the Braves now in a hole, 1-0 your score in the 24th minute here from Bosco Tech in Rosemead, California. Preseason tournament before league play gets underway for your Braves. It's January 9th against Santa Margarita. And that'll be at Santa Margarita. As a throw-in now goes to the Braves, has a cross, and no one's there on the other side to finish the ball. So the Wolves now marching out of their own defensive third, trying to push the ball forward. As the Braves earn a throw-in. This ball's right at midfield for St. John Bosco. First game of this tournament on this field for this morning. 8 a.m. start here on the West Coast. Spreaker.com's National Sports Radio. Thank you for joining me on the broadcast. Brian Tabajay here along all you Bosco Braves soccer fans. As St. John Bosco earns their first corner of the morning. And your Braves coming off a tie yesterday against Woodrow Wilson, 1-1. As Jacob Gill was your goal scorer in that contest yesterday. A couple games ago, they did win 2-0 against Gary on this same field here at Bosco Tech. So in the 23rd minute, the first corner of the game for the Braves is an in-swinging corner knocked out from the Wolves, and there will be no more danger from that corner kick now. Nold coming all the way across the field and making sure it goes out of bounds off of a Smid Tech player. So nice play there by Nold. And now Martinez with a throw for the Braves. And Proust decides to flick it on to Gill. Gill again flicks it on and almost with a shot wide left of the goal. So a couple flick-ons there from your Braves, and they do get another shot on goal, but that one wide left from almost. In the 22nd minute now from Bosco Tech's Winter Tech tournament here, a preseason tournament for your St. John Bosco Braves. Braves coming off of that tie yesterday against Woodrow Wilson. Jacob Gill, your goal scorer there. As Marcos Garcia tallied up a pair of goals against Gary just a couple games ago. And Bosco really just trying to figure out what formation and lineup they're going to solidify before Trinity League play starts. They did finish second last year and ultimately losing to San Clemente in the third round. Now with Proust on the cross for Gill, and the ball is knocked loose, and two Smid Tech players are down on the ground. One is the goalie, and the ref finally blows the whistle as the Braves still had it in the 18-yard box, but both of the players kind of collided with each other as it was a bouncing ball after the Braves sent the ball into the box. And it is a defender and the goalie for Smid Tech. The goalie playing today for Smid Tech is Antonicio Aurelio. I'm trying to see who the other player is on the ground. He is holding his leg, so it looks like they might have collided quite fiercely there. As the ref had to blow the whistle, these two players were down about 5 or 6 seconds before the play was called dead. Your Bosco Braves on a 4-game unbeaten streak here with wins against Mayfair, San Gabriel, and Gary. Those a 5-0 win, a 3-1 win, and a 2-0 win. And then tying yesterday against Woodrow Wilson, 1-1. As right now they're in a whole 1-0 here against Smid Tech, the Smid Tech Wolves out of Los Angeles. As your Bosco Braves at 4-2-2 so far in the season. They did finish second last season, losing against San Clemente in the third round of the playoffs. And the players still down right now after a collision with each other. The Smid Tech players kind of collided with each other, and the player is still down holding his leg. The goalie is up and walking around. A good sign there. As now he's up on his feet, so that is a good sign. Fortunately, he's not walking around yet. So 1-0 is your score here. As it was somewhat of a broken play from Bosco as they played the ball back to their defensive line, and the Wolves kind of sniffed that one out and went in on an attack. It was pretty much a 2-on-1. And after one of the players danced around the keeper, that was Romero. He danced around the keeper, and it was an easy tap-in for the Wolves. So they're up 1-0 here. And we're still in the first half as I finally see who that is, and that is Jonathan Robles, the junior midfielder for the Wolves, who's now on his feet, but he is limping, so he is absolutely not feeling 100% to play in this game. And it'll be a kick for Bosco, and right outside the 18-yard box, in between the corner flag and the 18-yard box on the far side of the field, as Diego Flores will come in for the injured Robles. And a service inside the box, and that rolls right out of touch for the Braves. And a Gill throw-in now for your Braves. Proust now on the flick, and the goalie comes out to grab that ball. So Aurelio, nice play as far as getting in front of any Bosco forwards to punch that ball in. And Sarmiento now undercuts one of the players, and back and forth we go as Martinez now on the last touch for the Braves sends it up top. And the Bosco Braves really just trying to regain possession here and play something up top. Proust now decides to go and play it to Rodriguez down the left side of the field. He has a service inside the box, and the Wolves clear it out of harm's way. Martinez now looking over his options, decides to take on a defender, and that's knocked out of bounds for a throw-in for your Braves. 1-0 your score here in the 17th minute from Bosco Tech in Rosemead. The Braves doing battle with the Smid Tech Wolves here. Down 1-0 in the first half. Throw now goes to Nold. Nold decides to flick it on to Proust, and Proust shielding off his defenders. Tries to dance around 3 and ultimately taken away there. The Wolves now on a counterattack. Aurelio, the deep man defensively for the Braves. He's the senior there. As now the Braves down the left side of the field. Another service inside the box. No one there to finish, but Gill is retreating back and maintaining possession there for the Braves. As Gill decides to play it along the right side of the field. And almost now shielding his defender. And that's poked away from the Wolves. And Nold and Martinez do a great job shielding off the streaky forward there for the Wolves. As Gill having a service inside the box on the backside of the cross. That is Rodriguez, and finally rolls out of bounds. So nice play there. The Braves having quite a few crosses in this game. Unfortunately, no one on the other side to finish those crosses, at least to have a go at goal and an attempt at least. But fortunately, they are dominating in possession and chances, but they do trail in this game 1-0. Proust now deciding to go back to Sarmiento, and Sarmiento serving it up top to Almost, and Gill finding his way to the ball. Decides to try and work a 1-2, and the ball is given up by the Braves, and Wolves ball again we go. So they poke it up top, and Aurelio heads it back out of pressure as they have a streaky Covarrubias there on the right side of the field, playing up top for head coach Baltazar Rodriguez. Martinez now in possession for the Braves on the near side of the field. Decides to go down the right side of the field, and an extra touch, maybe too much there for Torres. He was trying to go around his defender, and that ultimately rolled all the way to the goal. The Braves now trying to find some rhythm. They're absolutely dominating in possession and chances, having multiple crosses, just no one finishing on the other side of that cross. They are going with a different lineup today as they did a few games ago, running a 4-3-3 in this game. Head coach David Sabat did run a 4-1-4-1 just a couple games ago, trying to solidify a formation and a solid lineup before they start league play against Santa Margarita in Trinity League play. That starts on January 9th. Hope you can join us there as well. Listening to live St. John Bosco Braves soccer here on Spreaker.com's National Sports Radio. Thank you for joining me, Brian Tabajay, alongside all you fans out there listening, as Bosco draws the Wolves offside, the first offside call in this matchup. And Aurelio doing a nice job really pulling that defensive line, making sure the Wolves fell offside. So the 13th minute now, we are 1-0 your score as the Smid Tech Wolves took an early lead after a broken play by the Bosco Braves on the back line. They capitalized on a 2-on-1. As the offside kick goes in the offensive third for the Braves, and Proust now plays it out wide to Gill. Gill trying to use his speed, almost nearly lost it out of bounds, and he finally touches it off of the Wolves defender there and earns a throw-in. Gill, one of the faster players on this Braves team, playing up top today in a 4-3-3 lineup, and a long throw-in ultimately ends up in the hands of the keeper for the Wolves. Aurelio decides to let loose and hits it right to Sarmiento. Martinez now playing defense and decides to let the ball settle and roll out of bounds for a Braves throw-in. 1-0 your score here. The Wolves are up on your Bosco Braves, and there'll be another throw-in here on the near side of the field in the 12th minute, and they are going to have the first substitution of the game, as Alex Olmos is going to have a seat in the 12th minute here, as Tyus Lohman, the senior, will come into the game for the first time today. Lohman does have that long throw-in, the senior 5'8", 165. Does have that long throw-in, and they can utilize that anytime they're in there attacking third. And he did quite often against Gary. Now with a long ball for Smid Tech. Nothing doing there. Broken up by Martinez. Plays it over to Nold and decides to switch the field to Macias. And Lohman now playing on the left side of the field. I don't know if he's midfield or a forward, but Gill decides to have a rip inside the box, and that just sails wide, hits the side net. Still 1-0 here as Bosco's outshot and outchanced the Wolves in this game, but they are down 1-0 in the 11th minute here in the first half in the Winter Tech Soccer Tournament. Preseason games here for your Bosco Braves as they gear up for the very tough Trinity League. Served your league champions last year. Your Braves finishing second, ultimately losing in the third round of CIF competition against San Clemente 2-1. So Bill